Welcome back. The big business of cannabis. California, the largest legal marijuana market in the country. Cannabis packaging company KushCo Holdings is making a name in the industry using the plant without actually touching it. Joining us right now is KushCo Holdings Chairman and CEO Nick Kovacevich. Nick, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Explain your business.
So we're an ancillary provider. We provide products and services to cannabis businesses, people that actually do touch the plant, and we provide them with all sorts of things, but one of our main staples is packaging, with a focus around child-safe and child-resistant packaging, because there's a lot of regulations and red tape in this industry, and so we have to make sure that our product portfolio is completely compliant so our clients stay on the right side of the law.
Now, look, I know that California is the largest legal market in the country, one of the world's 3 largest legal medical marijuana markets in the country, but do you need to see more opening up across the country in terms of legalization in order to really, expect growth, sustain?
Yeah, I mean, our growth is out of this world. I mean, in the last 20 quarters, we've basically grown every single quarter on average at about 27% sequentially. Last quarter, we announced we went from 10 million in sales last year to 35 million, so we're up almost 250%. So we're getting the growth just on the markets that are legal today, and we have a bunch more that are set to come online. Michigan just recently voted in. They haven't rolled out their program. Canada legalized last year in October, but they haven't rolled out a lot of the novel form factors like edibles and beverages and vape pens. That's coming in October of this year. We're seeing tremendous growth in Massachusetts, which just opened their first stores back in November. I mean, our growth, we went from 400,000 in one quarter to almost 1 million the next quarter. We'll probably do about 2 million in next quarter just in Massachusetts alone. So when these markets come online, they come online in a very big way.
Yeah.
And it's great because obviously it's good for our business. Right. It's good for our customers' businesses. It's good for the consumers that need access to the product. But it's also really good for the state because they're generating a ton of tax revenue.
But is it good for your health? I mean, do we know specifically that marijuana and cannabis is any different than tobacco in terms of cancer?
Oh, we know it's vastly different. I mean, look, if we could, for sure. I mean, studies have been done in other countries around the world.
If not, it wouldn't be legalized all over the place.
Well, not only is it being legalized for medical purposes, people are using it to actually prevent cancer. People are using it to help with some of the detrimental effects of these really debilitating diseases to help them cope and manage. And of course, there's a recreational component as well, but we're just not seeing the type of negative effects that we're seeing in tobacco and alcohol, things that have been virtually accepted in our society. That will happen to cannabis. Yeah. We just need more time. We need more research. We need more free enterprise. We need more marketing dollars. That's what those industries have had for decades.
Gianna, what do you think?
Yeah, quick question. So I'm from the state of Illinois. I know they're drafting bills to expand that market. Are you guys playing a role in that? Employing lobbyists or that kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. The markets are developing on their own, and I know Illinois has a new cannabis-friendly governor, and so we're expecting some legislation out of that state soon, especially with their neighbor Michigan voting in last year. They're going to be rolling out their program soon.
And you guys are actively involved in that process by advocating for the expansion.
Yeah, absolutely, and we help the rulemakers when it comes to things like packaging regulations and how do you figure those out. We have a lot of experience. We've been in the industry since 2010. We've seen every single state roll out, and we can actually opine on this and help create, really friendly regulations that also protect the public safety.
That was a part of their growth strategy.
What's driving this? Because you've got, when you look at the impact on, for example, Colorado, Hickenlooper said that they've raised $1 billion in revenue from the sale. So is that, what's driving this? Is it the need for revenue? Is it the fact that we have an NFL player, Jack Brewer, on the program a lot, and he said, look, the NFL should be giving its players marijuana instead of opioids. So where do you think the real drive to get this legalized is coming from?
Well, I think it starts with that medical aspect, right? And I think if you have a child that's suffering from seizures, epilepsy, and this is something that could potentially help or fix that, you're obviously going to be an advocate and you're going to want to get it legal in your state. So it starts there. But there's also all the people that say, hey, I don't think that this is good for society. And those people can be convinced by the tax revenue. So it plays to both sides, and the tax revenue is real. I mean, Colorado's generated real dollars.
Yeah, $1 billion.
It's helped fund a lot of programs that needed it, and there's more and more states that have budget deficits, and that's why you're seeing increased progression in the amount of legislation that's going through these states.
All right, we'll be watching that. Nick, it certainly looks like a growth story. We'll be watching it.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much. Nick Kovacevich joining us.